Hello and welcome to Weird Around Illinois. Today we are going to talk about an area that we've visited a few times in the past and we'll probably be visiting again in the future, Barrington, Illinois. And every time we think about Barrington, much like Elk Grove Village and Elkhorn, Wisconsin, we find ourselves thinking, what the hell is going on in Barrington? We have heard reports of ghosts, disappearing houses, Mothman, possibly Dogman, some as yet unnamed cryptid that is so mysterious that people won't even tell us what type of cryptid it is, only that it exists in Barrington.
Huh.
Obviously, everything in Barrington starts around Cuba Road, and the haunted cemetery there, and the couple of the offshoot roads there, like Rainbow Road and places like that, where all kinds of weird things are happening. But why Barrington? What the heck is it with that town that has all this supernatural or paranormal stuff happening?
I don't know. It kind of links back to that whole, possible relation to cryptids and ghosts and whatnot. It seems like a whole variety of things are going on there, like you said.
You kind of have to connect the dots.
If we were to trace it back to kind of its origin, I think it all started with ghosts. If we go back all the way to the 1930s, when Al Capone apparently had a place in Barrington, and some of his men and some of his enemies were killed in Barrington, and that's what leads to the ghost story of the gangster appearing in the back of the car with the cigar. And a couple of the other ghost sightings around there. You've got the story of the ghostly child who appears. It was a real child who was killed in a horrible accident, and apparently he appears. So what if we were to follow the theory that there is a ghostly energy to Barrington? That for whatever reason, some of the reasons I just described, there is this buildup of supernatural force in Barrington in the form of ghosts and unsettled spirits. What if that is actually attracting cryptids?
Well, Dogman, there's been theories that he usually follows those kind of souls and ghosts in cemeteries.
Right, cemeteries and burial mounds.
And what I'm not understanding with that theory is every time we might go there, we never feel any energy. We don't feel anything. It's always kind of dead.
Yeah. I felt much more in places like Elkhorn or Elk Grove or Waukegan than I did in Barrington.
Right.
Maybe we're just there at the wrong time.
Yeah, could be. And there's often times where I guess people claim that cryptids are trying to protect the spirits, and that's why they go to cemeteries and whatnot.
What if, and this is a crazy theory just coming off the top of my head, but what if cryptids are like the cleanup crew? I mean, what if the reason we're not sensing anything in Barrington is because the Dogman and the Mothman and everything else has come in to kind of scoop up that paranormal energy and devour it?
It's possible. But a lot of people actually claim to have those kind of feelings when there are cryptids around. They feel kind of paralyzed.
I know we're getting way off topic here, but I'm just kind of thinking to myself, what if cryptids feed on that energy?
That'd be a reverse hellhound.
Right. Yeah. And then it's a pattern. First there are ghosts, then there are cryptids, then there's just nothing. And we got there in the nothing phase after the cryptids have already devoured all the paranormal energy in the area. Clearly Barrington is one of those areas that we've kind of circled it on our map as a place we're going to keep revisiting, and a place we're always watching for in the news, because it just seems like stuff happens there.
Yeah. And other cemeteries, there's other cemeteries and ghost sightings where you just don't hear cryptid sightings around there.
True.
I can't think of one on top of my head, but I know that there's many.
Oh yeah, I mean the Resurrection Cemetery, St. Pat's Cemetery, Bachelor's Grove. Those are all cemeteries in Illinois where there have been ghost sightings forever, and I don't ever remember a cryptid sighting. It's just because we were looking at Barrington as a place of haunting. You know, as we're doing our research, we're just more likely to find some of these more obscure cryptid sightings. We will continue to keep an eye on it. And if any of you have anything to tell us about Barrington or anywhere else in or around Illinois in terms of cryptids or ghosts or UFOs, we would love to hear about it. So please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or make an anonymous report on our report form. And thank you for listening, and please subscribe and tell your friends.